Hey Bratayley fans, I guess you've heard, we're making history. And we're starting at the very beginning. Of our nation, that is.
Yankee Doodle went to town, riding on a pony that he found. Stuck a feather in his hat, called it macaroni, then he kept on riding on his pony.
We're off on a trip back in time to the American Revolution, in costume and undercover. We're in hot pursuit of characters like General George Washington, lady spies, soldiers, presidents, pirates, horses, and some pretty sweet dance moves. We'll travel the original 13 colonies to see what we can find and recreate some of history's most famous moments. So saddle up.
New York.
Okay guys, so it's time for another road trip, another adventure. This time we're going to a different colony. We are going to New York. Road trip. We're about to go through the waterways around the Statue of Liberty in the sailboat. I've never been on a sailboat before either.
What kind of boat?
Sailboat.
A boat.
Can't you see the sail?
No.
Can't you see the ropes?
Today, we're sailing through history to learn about the largest battle of the Revolutionary War. The Battle of Brooklyn. It took place here in New York Harbor, between Brooklyn and Manhattan. A few quick facts.
The Statue of Liberty is made out of French fries.
That's what Hayley thinks.
It is not made out of French fries. Statue of Liberty stands for freedom.
Supposedly, there's buried treasure on that island.
Oh.
So a lot went down in this harbor. There were prison ships, there were battles, there were pirates, there were jet skis.
Okay, all of that is probably not true. No French fries, no buried treasure, and no jet skis back in 1776.
Each money, what's happening right now?
What are they doing right there? You don't know? What's happening to the boat?
Can I get on that?
What are they doing?
They need some help.
Can I get on that?
Serious?
Yeah, let's go. You want to try it? You want to try it? All right. Go around this way. This way. Yep. Go. Got it? Go. Caleb, one time. Let's go.
So we were on the ship and we got to pull what is it called? Hoist? Is that what it's called? We got to hoist the sails up and it was really neat.
Crank it up. Go, Caleb. Let's go, Caleb. Let's go, Caleb. Caleb's turn.
Okay.
All right, go. Fast.
Here are some real facts. Back at the start of the Revolution, this harbor was filled with British warships. They brought over 20,000 British soldiers ready to squash General George Washington and the Americans fighting for freedom from the king. George sailed his own troops across the river to defend Brooklyn from the British.
Right now, I'm driving the boat because my superior is driving this.
You're living in New York, right? It's 1776. Okay, you're living here.
Take yourself back.
What are you doing on this boat?
Well, since I'm such a good driver, I really don't even think of the water. I just think, my objective.
What's your objective?
Your water, right?
What was to win the war? Both.
But let's get back to the Revolutionary War now. One of the
Bring it
guys,
back.
George Washington, comes in here. He's from what? Any guys remember what city, what state he was from?
Washington. Where's Washington from? No
Not
one
far from
knows.
where you guys live.
Haley says Washington, D.C. Hey, George, what state are you from?
Virginia.
Unfortunately, the British crushed the Americans in the Battle of Brooklyn Heights. General George was a wanted man, so he had to escape before they captured him. To give him cover, his troops lit fires on shore to make it look like he wasn't going anywhere. And he skedaddled across the river.
So we're gonna 1, 2, 3, and then say huzzah.
Right.
1, 2, 3.
Huzzah!
Yankee Doodle went to town, riding on a pony. Stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. Yankee Doodle, yanked it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind your business and your stuff and let pickles be handy.
We gotta teach him
You guys need to learn the words.
After George escaped, he hunkered down just north of here. He wanted to know what the Brits were going to do next. So, he needed a network of undercover agents.
So now we are going to visit Cooper Spy Ring.
Let's be spies. They are going to assign us an actual spy mission from the Revolutionary War.
Nailed it! Who's ready to be a spy? Because we are here.
Everything stops for gymnastics. Don't worry, this isn't just for this. This is in our household too. Stop doing the handstands in front of everything. Stop doing the handstands in front of everything. All right, let's go.
Come on. We were actually here to learn about a brave little group of spies who risked everything to get the American troops the info they needed.
Welcome to Setauket and the Three-Volt Historical Society. You guys want to do a little visible ink?
Yes.
You think you can figure it out?
Yep.
All right, let's give it a whirl.
Let's go this way, guys. Short.
Don't use the front door. I tried to go in the front door,
And they're like,
finally said no.
they're like, you failed lesson one of being a spy.
If you look down here, this is is the right size too. So go on in and you can stand next to
Go see how tall he was.
This is a life-size model of George back then. We were shocked to see how much George had changed since those days.
Is that a good look for him?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Haley, you like that?
Like a monkey. Like a monkey.
Now I'm taller than him.
Now, after he lost New York, George was in a real bind. So a woman named Anna Smith Strong, who lived here, joined with two friends to gather intelligence about British movements.
So the Americans sent spies to figure out where the British were, and they wrote notes down.
They communicated using ink that was invisible.
Right now, we're going to try our hand at writing with invisible ink.
You dip it in some kind of stufferdoodles, and you write on it, and then you hold it over a candle.
And the heat from the candle flame would make the words sort of pop out.
And they tried to keep their true identities hidden.
Everyone has code names. George Washington is like 107 or something.
711.
That was the code for George Washington.
Sorry, jeez. There's another way where they sent messages. They would hang laundry over the clothesline to tell people across the water where to meet or where to be and stuff like that.
After we learned how to write messages, we went out to investigate how they did the old secret messages with laundry on a clothesline trick.
Go see what the fam's doing. Fam, what's the game?
All right, here we go.
What are we doing?
We are setting up one of the earliest forms of espionage that they used during the Revolutionary War. Allegedly, Anna Smith Strong, who was one of the unsung heroes of the Cooper Spy Ring, used this to signal.
And the British would never know because they didn't know the code. Oh, no one knew.
Anna's accomplices were named Abraham Woodall and Caleb Brewster. Abraham had to send messages with important intelligence across this bay here.
Okay, you are Anna Smith Strong. Okay? At your service, your spies. Okay? You know that Abraham Woodall needs information, but you have to find out where Caleb Brewster is.
Caleb would row across the bay from where the American troops were hunkered down and pick up messages from Abraham containing vital info about what the British were doing.
So what do? You go to the back side of your property, you stand right about here, and you look across the Long Island Sound. See that land all the way on the other side? That's Connecticut. That was not occupied. Long Island, the British are everywhere. They could be right behind you right now. But they're not. So you would stand here and say, let me look for Caleb Brewster's whaleboat.
To throw off the British, they changed their meeting place every time. They had to make sure the coast was clear.
And what she would do, if Caleb Brewster was here, the British weren't around, she would hang a black petticoat on the line.
So the actual things they used were petticoats and handkerchiefs.
Who wants to hang the black petticoat? There you go. Most petticoats were red during the time, so it would be very unusual to have a black petticoat out. You always wore a red one. You guys want to each hang a handkerchief?
We're trying to tell Abraham Woodhull where Caleb Brewster is by hanging up hankers. What are they called? Handkerchiefs to signal to Abraham Woodhull which cove Caleb Brewster's.
Secret spy messages?
So guys, congratulations, because if you lived in colonial times, you were part of the United States First Secret Service.
Woo!
Give yourself a round of
With the help of those brave spies, George and his army fought their way back to Manhattan. It took them 7 years. It only took us 30 minutes to drive. Go Dad. Back in the city, General George took us to his favorite spot called France's Tavern.
Right now we are going to the Francis Tavern Museum.
Do you know what Francis Tavern was? Do you remember who that was?
He was George Washington's personal chef.
His personal chef. And what happened to him?
The British captured him and wanted him to be their chef.
Yep, they captured him and made him cook for them.
So after the Revolutionary War, George Washington and his generals had their celebrational dinner at Francis Tavern. Wouldn't you guys be hungry if you just won a war too?
Come on in. Welcome to the Francis Tavern Museum. This building right here, what you're looking at, was the actual tavern during the American Revolution. It is the oldest building in Manhattan.
Fun fact.
Okay, so the most important thing we have to remember about Sam Francis today is that he was a patriot. What's a patriot? You guys know?
People fighting against the British.
That's right. People fighting against the British. So Sam Francis was a patriot. He was good buddies with George Washington. Yeah, that's right. So we got George Washington. And here we have Sam Francis. This was considered the fashion in the 1770s. You were super cool if you had a wig like that. Caleb, how old are you? 13, so you'd be like almost the age you'd be getting your first wig, especially if you were upper crust in society.
We'll probably take you shopping when we get home, okay? We'll get you your wig.
All your friends are gonna be so jealous, trust me.
Anything could be better than that.
Oh. Oh.
Fighting words.
Bye, Caleb. They held on to a few memories of George here.
Right now we are looking at a piece of George Washington's hair.
It looks like he used conditioner. It looks really soft.
Which piece of your hair is in there?
I pulled a chunk off the back.
Oh, you actually gave it to them willingly?
Yeah, I wanted to make a donation to this nice place.
Really, George Washington's hair was red. Fun fact.
Do you have a finger?
We do not have a finger.
After we won the war, I called all my boys and we were like, cheers. We just invented America.
Before he disbanded the army, George gathered his most loyal officers and did a big goodbye.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the long room. You are right now standing in the room that George Washington stood in and said his farewell speech to 40 of his officers on December 4th, 1783. Let's just take a minute and breathe that in. You're breathing it in.
This is the oldest restaurant in all of New York, and people are still eating there.
A few years later, George was sworn in as the first U.S. president just a few blocks away at Federal Hall. He was an easy choice. There was really nobody running against him, but he refused to be called king and he stepped aside after 8 years. Unheard of back then. And since the whole point of the war was to get rid of the king, of course, today the people get to vote for who will be our leader. So back across the river, we decided to check in on how the democracy was going, all these years later.
Oh yeah, that was really cool.
We managed to get an invite to Hillary Clinton's headquarters. She is running for president this year. If she wins, she'll be the first woman to sit in George Washington's chair.
Thank you all so much.
So our tour guide was Michelle Kwan, the Olympic figure skater. No biggie.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michelle Kwan.
I was actually very, very nervous. It was very frightening.
Hi, nice to meet you. So what level are you in gymnastics? You know what? I don't think anybody's done cartwheels. You're welcome to do like a cartwheel down the hallway.
We did like cartwheels.
Now this is only happening at Hillary Clinton headquarters. Drum roll, everyone. Here you go. I think it's a perfect 10. Yay!
Yeah, we were the first one to do cartwheels in their headquarters, yeah.
Go, Hayley.
In America, we make the candidates explain why we should choose them before we vote. They go around the country meeting folks and have teams back home who send out messages all sorts of ways. That's what these people are doing.
So we've got signs, as you can see, the different departments we have. Here's the tech team. Over there, do you recognize the nerds team? Do you see the sign? It's the policy department over there.
Nerds.
Everyone's focused too, so we gotta have to be quiet. This is Jess.
Hey, I'm Jess.
Morales Roquetto.
Hi,
right?
so nice to meet you, Annie.
National
Haley, nice to
Organizing
meet you.
Director.
Hi.
Digital Director.
Hi.
She does the cool stuff.
I do, yeah.
Do you think it's an advantage or disadvantage that Hillary Clinton is a woman?
I think it's a total advantage. She is a really amazing leader and has been working in politics for a really long time. Plus, she is a transformative figure and gets people really excited. I think pretty good. What do you think?
Oh yeah. Oh, what do I think?
Wait, let me chin.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh, the tables are turned.
Can't go away now.
What do you think?
You think she has an advantage?
Advantage or disadvantage?
Advantage.
Yeah.
Why? Because everyone wants a female president.
Because it's about time.
For a change. No kidding.
That's right.
Right?
Do you have any tips for their Instagram account?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you guys are the experts.
Oh, I have tips that you can tell them do more press handstands on your Instagram.
Press handstands? No kidding. You want to show me a press handstand?
Let's go.
I think you'll be the first person to do a press handstand in Hillary Clinton headquarters.
Wow.
Work.
Woo!
Right now. Amazing work, ladies.
Boom! Yeah.
One of the things we've been doing as we go around is just a lot of our focus is on women that have been forgotten by history. They did all these great things, but nobody bothered to write it down.
What do you think those people back in that time would have thought of this?
I think they'd be proud. It took a lot of courage to do what they did, and I think if they could see the progress that this country has made, I think they'd be very proud.
We were allowed to ask her big advisors some questions.
So the first thing that Hillary Clinton is going to do for America? First thing.
I think what she's going to do is welcome people into the White House and that their voices could be heard as she's President of the United States. So I can imagine her opening the doors and welcoming all Americans, all kids and big kids to the White House.
And what's your request?
What would you like?
What would you like?
On day one. On day one.
I was thinking
Hour one.
something like ice cream Mondays.
I love it. We will take that to the very top and see that we have ice cream on day one. As she welcomes everyone in, ice cream right on the corner. I love it. I'm in. I'm in.
Friday burgers.
And Friday burgers. This is like a whole menu.
Taco Tuesdays.
Taco Tuesdays. I love it. I think the American people will agree.
So if Hillary becomes president, hopefully she will take some Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday?
We obviously taught her national political director how to do the John Hancock.
Okay, so what you're going to do, it's really easy. You're going to act like you're holding a paper in one hand.
Maybe the Declaration of Independence right
Put
here.
your quill in your right hand, or whatever your right hand is, and make sure that you're signing big like John
signatures
Hancock.
like John Hancock.
Like Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. I'll sign Hillary.
This is how you do the jump Hancock. With their legs, too. Done.
Because that is a necessary skill set to win the presidency.
From our first president to the candidates who want to be our next president, Americans have done a pretty good job keeping the whole thing going. As we walked along Brooklyn Heights and looked out over the harbor, we thought about all the risks the general, his men, and those brave spies took to found this nation. They didn't even know how it would turn out. And we talked about what they would think if they could see what America's like today.
I see we wouldn't have probably had these campaign events if they didn't fight in the American Revolution, because we would have still been ruled by a queen and a king. So I think that if they knew everything that's now New York, Brooklyn, the whole 13 colonies has become, I think they'd fight even harder.
Great answer.
Why?
Because, I mean, I think they would want this.
Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. Oh, how pretty.